Welcome back. I hope you're ready to make a monster. Now, today, to make the monster, you are going to need a paper plate. So I have some small paper plates, and they're the ones that I use to make the monsters. And I have big paper plates. You could make a little monster or a big monster. If you didn't have a paper plate at your house, what shape is this plate? You're right, it's a circle. You could just get a piece of paper, maybe a piece of construction paper, and you could cut out a circle for your monster. So don't worry if you don't have any paper plates. But for today, I'm going to use paper plates. Okay, the other thing that you're going to need is maybe paint, markers, maybe some pipe cleaners, different pieces of paper, googly eyes if you have them, glue. This craft is really, you can use anything that you want, any kind of craft materials that you have at home, because you're creating a really unique monster. So I know a lot of kids, and I know at my house, I have this bin with all these leftover things. Maybe this would be a good time to use some things up. So I'm going to show you a couple of the monsters I already made, and then I'm going to make one with you, okay? So if you remember from the book that we read, if you're a monster and you know it, and if you didn't hear this first, you need to go back and listen. But all of the pictures of the monsters were nice and bright, and they all had funny different eyes, and they all look different, which means you can make it look however you want. So for this one, what I did was I actually tore some paper. I had some extra bright pink paper, and I tore it up all into little pieces, and I glued it on. Then I used a black marker here to give it like hair on the sides. I cut out some horns out of paper, just scrap paper I had, and I drew a mouth. Now, I did add some googly eyes, but I also wanted to show you, you could make an eye with cutting out paper, or you could just draw an eye on, okay? I'm going to show you another one I did. Now, this one, I added a popsicle stick to the bottom, because once you make these monsters, you could turn them into monster puppets and make up your own little show. So for this monster, I actually just colored the plate, and then I added some pipe cleaner horns, and I'm actually going to show you how to do that. My googly eyes, this one has 3, one big and 2 small, and some pom-poms. And there I have my green monster. Okay, let's do one more. So turn this down. Okay, now you can see this monster is going to be black. Now I painted this plate, and it's just dry now. So you may need a glue stick. You might, for some things, need to use some white glue. It depends what you're using, okay? And remember, be creative with what you have at home. So the first thing that I want to do with this monster is I have a whole bunch of googly eyes. Look at all these. I'm going to put all of them on this monster. Look at all those eyes. I wonder how many I have. Okay, are you ready? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to use the white glue because I used paint and I want to make sure it's going to stick. So I'm going to put some glue on the back of my eye, and I'm just going to stick it there. And then I'm going to do another one. Monsters are silly looking, so you can put the eyes wherever you want. So far, let's see in a minute here. Okay, so far, how many eyes do I have on my monster? 1, 2, 3. Ooh, I have some more to add though. I have one more big one. I just grabbed a bunch. Okay, I'm gonna do that. Ooh, squeeze this glue hard. I'm gonna put that one in the middle, because now I have 2 smaller ones. I'm going to put them on each side. So there we go, glue it on. And then I'm going to glue this one on. Okay, let's hope they all stay when I pick this up. All right, so there is my funny looking monster right now. And he is a six-eyed monster. Look at that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 eyes. 4 big and 2 small. Now I'm going to add a mouth. Now I just cut out of bright green paper this crazy shape, just with a bunch of points. And I'm going to glue it on for the mouth. Okay, now I am going to use the pipe cleaners. Now these are just little short pipe cleaners. They come in all different sizes. I have some short ones. Now you will need an adult to help you with this, because what you need to do is you need to go anywhere you want to put the horns. That's what I'm calling them. You're going to poke a hole. Now this is tricky because it's a little wet from the paint. So you're going to poke a hole into the plate. You see how I'm doing that? I'm going to push it through, and then, so it doesn't fall out, I'm going to bring it up. I'm going to hold it together, and I'm going to twist it and turn it over like that. What do you think? Looking good so far? Okay, I'm going to do the other side. It is tricky when it's wet. Oh, I got it through there. Okay. Now, I'm only putting 2 on, but you could do more. Okay, so here he looks so far. I'm going to add one more thing that I cut out. I cut out a shape. It's it is a triangle, and I'm going to put it right in the middle of his head to make a big horn. And there is my monster. What do you think? Do you think you can make some of these monsters? Remember, it's okay if you don't have paper plates. You can do a circle. You can also put them on a popsicle stick or a pencil or anything like that, and you could do a show with them, all the little monsters. And you can use all different stuff that you have at home. Please show me your monsters once you've made them. But promise me, don't make them too scary. I don't want to get scared. One more thing I was thinking about. I think that once you make your monster or monsters, because once you start, they're so much fun to make, I want you to give them a name. So I have written on this little card here, it says, my monster's name is, and then you need to come up with a name. So I'm going to look at this black one that I just made with you, and I'm going to give him a name. Okay, I'm going to write it down. I wonder if you can guess what I'm going to call him. Let's see. It has something to do with his eyes. Can you guess? My monster's name is Big Six Eye. Have fun naming your monsters.